So the film begins with a successful lawyer named Leo, for whom it is important to win your case, to keep your name in the limelight, and not to support the right. This time too, she came to scare such an innocent family for her client, who had no money but her daughter, was assaulted by her client. I had forced myself on her, she knew it was wrong, but she also supports her client and scares this family so much, saying that even if you people file a case against that family, there is no evidence, the case will be filed against you and you will never be able to win it, and will get trapped yourself. After hearing all this, the family retreated in fear, and after completing her mission, Leo leaves from here. Leo was overjoyed, having won the case out of court, but here his friend explains to him that Leo, you did not do all this well, you know the boy is guilty, and you have proof. It's not right to support the wrong like this, and Leo says everything is fine for money. Currently, she had to go to Germany for her higher studies, she was preparing for it. Before leaving, Leo visits her mother at her gravesite. She talks to him for a while and then leaves, but bumps into him on the way with a very large truck, and has a bad accident, and with this accident, the scene cuts away, and in the next scene we see Leo sitting in an office. She couldn't recognize the place. She also had a waiting number, but she couldn't understand its meaning, so she got up and went to a counter. And he asked the counter where I was. Then he got to know a shocking thing, that after she was in the office of faith and life, that is, she came here after her death, and she was very happy to hear this. Leo becomes very interested, and gets worried when he remembers the accident. But it was not such a bad accident that she would die. In this trouble, she had a girl. She calls him and takes him inside an office, and he finds the administrator of the afterlife. The officer was nervous. He tells Leo that we've made a big mistake. We had to bring in another Leo, and we brought you. Your life is very long, don't worry, you will get your life back. But it will take about 6 or 7 days, and we cannot keep you here even for 6 or 7 days, because if our seniors come to know about it, it could become a big problem for us. Please, you have to cooperate with us. We will send you for 7 days to the body of the person we originally wanted to kill. You will have our memories. Everything will remain the same, and after 7 days, everything will become normal. What could poor Leo do? And there was no solution, she had to accept it. After which the scene cuts, and now when Leo opens her eyes, she is seen meeting a boy. She wakes up in fear and realizes it's her husband. That is, the woman's body she had entered at this time. That woman's husband was the one who had come into the body of a middle-class housewife. As soon as she realizes this, she feels very strange. After coming out, he finds out that he also has 2 children, who are much older than him. They love each other very much, and Leo is finding their behavior very strange at this time, because she has always given more importance to her career than her family. But when he focused on family, he did not know the real meaning of family. He would sit in the bathroom for a long time, and understand the people of this house and the life here. And then his son tells him that he is late for his bus. Drop me off, Leo picks up his strange bag and takes him to the bus stop, but she goes to drop him off, and there she meets many of her neighbors. She couldn't quite identify any of them. But in reality, all these women were friends of the woman with Leo's body. Avoiding all this, she would come to her old office, but no one here recognized him. Even her friend, she tries to talk to her. She tries to explain something to him, but soon she realizes that her friend will not understand anything, so she returns home. Everything in this life was very strange, completely opposite to his life. She was a professional lady and could not live as a housewife. That is why she decides to give up her life and repeatedly drives a van. She tries to come forward, but the van driver tries to save her. He keeps turning his van, and Leo doesn't have an accident here either. Leo becomes very angry when he cannot even die. When she comes to the washroom, she finds the director there who tells her, "It tells you that you should enjoy this short period of your new life. Why are you behaving like this?" Leo replies, "It's because of you, because you told me you'd... Will you send in the body of a professional lady who will be working?" The administrator says yes. "Neither have I sent you in the body of a lady who does a lot of work. Do you think managing the house and doing household chores is an easy job, director?" After his words, he understands that he is forced to spend 7 days in this body, in this life. She will have to spend time in the house and will also have to manage the house. That is why she is ready to do the cross test. She comes as usual and buys a lot of things. But the bill is very high, becomes more, and he realizes that the body in which he is at this time and she is living with her family, they don't have enough money to buy all kinds of things. That's why, after taking the necessary items, she returns to the bus stop to pick up her son. Today was the first time the woman lay down to pick up her son. That's why his son understood that something was definitely wrong here. That child also tells this to Leo, and Leo is shocked to hear all this. The question remains as to how this child came to know that his mother's soul was not inside this body. There was no point in lying anymore, so Leo told her the truth about what had happened to him. She tells him everything and also promises him that you will not tell these things to anyone. It's just a matter of 7 days. After 7 days, your mom will come back in this body. He did not tell this child that he would die 7 days later. Would die because she was afraid this child would become too depressed. Because Leo himself had become very attached to this child. Now that he had become Leo's secret partner, he was able to access all of Leo's information. He helps with chores and helps you get to know everyone in the house. It also tells you what each person likes. Leo makes dinner with a lot of effort, but no one likes this dinner, and Leo gets angry. He had worked so hard for the first time in his life, and these people were not eating food. She scolds everyone and feeds them, and here her husband and the daughter also starts to feel that something is definitely wrong, but they eat their food quietly. At night, her husband tells her that they have to go to a party the next day. As soon as she hears about the party, she tells her husband that she needs a new dress. Her husband was very surprised. This was the first time she was requesting a dress. Otherwise, she always saved money for her children's studies. For now, her husband doesn't say anything to her and accepts that it's okay. I'll get you a new dress. Anyway, Leo goes shopping the next day with her husband's card, and she buys very nice and expensive clothes for herself and her husband. Seeing this, her husband becomes very angry because this money was their savings. He says to her, "What happened to you? Don't we need this money for the kids anymore?" Now, since his wife was doing such things for the first time, the man also doesn't understand anything and goes to work overtime. Seeing this, Leo becomes truly sad and for the first time realize how difficult it is to earn and save money by working hard. To ease her sadness, she goes out into a street and meets a lady there. This was the neighbor of the lady whose body Leo was in at the time. She says to him, "I like your family very much because your husband works very hard. You work very hard for everyone, and for your family, this is all ideal." Leo became very happy after hearing these things, and today, for the first time, at times, he realized that starting a family wasn't a difficult thing. Rather, forming a family and living with family is a beautiful feeling, something he had never experienced before. Returning home, she sees her daughter with a girl. She was about to kiss him, but Leo awkwardly came in between them. Both of them were scared. His daughter started running away from here because she thought Leo would kill her. But he tells Leo, "I don't mind, he's your friend. But all I can say is, there's no need to get close to it so quickly." Leo's daughter was very happy to see his friendly behavior. She gets married and also promises him that from now onwards she will, whatever happened in the relationship, she will tell her mother everything like a friend. These people come home happily. At night, she puts her children to sleep, and then she drinks herself. When she is doing this, the administrator comes to meet her again. He asks her, "Tell me, how did you like this life?" She says, "Yeah, it's not that bad." Then she goes inside. To know this family well, he goes to the old house of this family. She starts watching the videos, and here she also sees their wedding video. All this was so good that now he too felt like getting married. While watching this, she fell asleep, and today her husband came and very carefully laid her on the bed. He does it, and the next morning he himself makes him coffee, and as soon as he opens his eyes, Leo sees she falls on a beautiful dress that her husband bought for her after working overtime. It was great to feel like someone else was doing something for you. Leo was She was happy. She got dressed up nicely and went to the party. And after reaching the party, she came to know it is known that the people in the office do not respect her husband much, but that he is honest, and the people in the office want him to do corruption, and that is why his boss also wants him to do corruption. They say a lot of bad things about her, and her husband's confidence is very low. Seeing this, Leo gets angry, and she tells him not to handle situations like that. We should stand up for ourselves and tell others what we want. Her fearless talks make her husband laugh, and she makes her boss laugh. He tells everything and vents all his anger on the one who has been harassing him for so many years. There was no motion to get it, to cover up the wrongdoings of his boss, and after doing all this, he felt very good. He wasn't even afraid he would lose his job. He then walks out of the party with Leo, and both of them enjoy each other's company a lot. Her husband was also happy with this change in his wife because he felt that I like this confident wife very much, who was supporting him in his professional life as well. As soon as these people come home, they find that their daughter is crying. Leo, worried, goes to his daughter and sees that she has many marks on her face. She sends her husband out and asks him, "What happened?" His daughter tells me, "The same boy I was trying to be friends with, he was trying to get close to me, but when I refused him, he hit me badly." Leo's husband was standing outside listening to all this, and he gets so angry that he goes to the boy's house to kill him, and here Leo remembers all the things about how in his previous life he had helped a similar boy who had saved the poor girl. He had ruined her life, and now because of this girl he was able to understand her pain. She feels very guilty about what she has done and decides that as soon as she comes back to her life, she will get justice for that poor girl. And in this life, her daughter too, at this time she wanted to take revenge for her daughter too. That is why she goes to complain about that girl, and here it is revealed that that boy also belonged to a poor family, and they also took all necessary steps to save their son. They had hired a lawyer like him who wanted to buy Leo and his daughter with money. Leo gets very angry after hearing all this. He already regrets his old life. Now she takes out all her regret and anger on this family and calls out her real lawyer. Using her skills, she scares the family so much that they don't know anything about her. She is unable to say anything, and that boy is also punished. And before the punishment is given, she herself beats up the girl, after which we are shown their family reunion. She goes to a place where she was reassuring her daughter that nothing like this would happen again. All these movements became very special for Leo. He started to feel like his family. She had forgotten that at this time she was in someone else's life, and now she was living in the routine here. She was also doing her work as if it was her duty. As she leaves to drop her son to school the next morning, his son stops running because he can no longer see anything. Panicked, she took him to the hospital and found out that her son's eyes were damaged. His vision has deteriorated, and if he is not operated on immediately, he will not be able to see for the rest of his life. Leo felt very bad. He withdrew money from his old accounts and immediately deposited it in his account. She got her son operated, and before she could meet her son, here he learned that those days were over. The 7 days in which she came into this life, and now the administrators had come to take it back. But now his heart did not want to go back to his old life. The director wanted to take him along, so he took it from him. She requests that I want to meet that family for the last time. He became very emotional, hugged everyone, and went back to the director. She arrives, and the director takes her in the car and takes her away from here. From here, the scene cuts, and we are shown Leo in the hospital. This is the real Leo. And at this time, he had regained consciousness. The last 7 days he had spent on the hospital bed, he had a second life. She remembered each and every detail. She immediately became worried about her son and took off her bandages. Kara immediately goes to the hospital to meet her son. But to her shock, she finds out that in this hospital of that name, not only no eye operation has been done in the last several days. She was shocked to hear this, and she panics and goes to the same old house and finds out that some other family used to live in this house too, but he understands that the life he lived, she was not real. Those 7 days, which he feels like he lived in another life, in fact, she was in a coma for those 7 days. He realized that what he had seen was just his imagination. But these thoughts had brought a very good change in his life. Earlier, she used to fight cases only for money. Now he started fighting cases for good and returned to office. As soon as he left, he asked his colleague to open that case first, in which he did not save an innocent girl. She says, "I will fight the case for that innocent girl, that too, for free, and I will definitely get that boy punished, because all the evidence is against that boy, and I have the evidence." His colleague also becomes very happy seeing this change in him. Leo had now decided that she would live a good life and start a family. But she won't create the kind of family she had envisioned in her past. She will manage her home and job together so that the family does not have any financial problems. That's why he completed his studies before starting a family. I decided to do it and booked a ticket to Germany again. As soon as she gets on the plane after booking a ticket to Germany, there is a strange but very good accident happens to him, that in the family, she meets the same boy with whom she spent time on the plane. She was very excited to see him on the plane. Another surprising thing was that I also knew Leo and liked him. He tells Leo that I was your old class fellow. Leo is very happy to hear this. The boy tells about himself that earlier he was a businessman, but now he has a normal job. But Rio doesn't care about his job. She knew that this boy was going to be her life partner, because he understood all that he had seen in the last 7 days. It was a glimpse of his future. It was just to make him understand that family is equally important in life. It is as important as her career. And after this beautiful accident, she decided this. She had promised that along with a good career, she would also build a good family and take care of her. She will also give a good life to the family, and the movie ends here showing this.